Hello, welcome back to MC Help. Um, so since I posted the video, there's been one question. That was from Shannon. Shannon is actually my leader in two different cities, 1129, 1132. Shout out to FTW and BLM. So her question was a shooter march or formation, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm going to do is I'll start with the vigilance. The vigilance that I would use for a shooter march would be Violet Night. I'll show you why. So the first one is increase crew defense by 5%. Not bad. Second one would be inflicts negative 5% for defense debuff on enemy crew members. They get better as we go. So as long as this vigilant is leads your ops, you'll get mercenary ops attack by 35%. That really doesn't help you at all attacking other mansions. This is where it gets better. Increase biker and shooter defense by 20%. That's quite a bit. So I don't have her start all the way up yet to the 5th star. So the 5th one is increase biker and shooter attack by 20%, which is very good also. So the other one I would suggest, there is others, but these are the ones I suggest. So you go to your star up, you look, right off the bat, it's increased shooter health by 5%. Then on the 2nd star, it's increased defense by 5%. Then for your 3rd star, which that's all I have this guy up to, is increased crew attack when attacking a turf by 20% when the vigilant leads the ops. They get better. The 4th star is increased bulker and shooter defense by 20%. Then the last one is increased bulker and shooter attack by 20%. Oh, I'm sorry. The 4th star was defense. I apologize. So those are the two that I would use. So you go over here to your butler, click on him, crew details. I have set up a T10 shooter march in my 3rd march here. So as you see, I do have T11s, but I don't have really enough for a march, so I didn't use them. So if you look, T10 bulker, 4,500 or 45,000. Kill machine, which is the T10 shooter, almost 53,000. Then T10 vehicle, 13.3. Then we get to the bulker here, which T9 bulker is very good for attack. Your T10 bulker is very good for defense. So almost 10K there. Then T9 assassin, 62,000. T10 or T9 shooter is very good for attack. Some of this was just fill in. T9 vehicle. I'll show you the different why I chose these. I do what some call a rainbow for my bulkers. So that's one of every tier that you have from tier 1, T1 to T10 in this march. So we'll get out of here. I'll go back to that in a second. So that's bulker. Shooter camp here. Go to train. So if you look at the T9 shooter, look at up here in the left corner. It says power 7. Attack is the red on top. That's 98. The shield is defense, the blue. That's 49. Then the health is green. That's 13. So you go up to T10, you notice the attack went down and the defense went up. That's why I included the T10 shooter in my march. Better defense to, protect your troops. T9, again, better attack. You're going to kill more with that. So we'll go over to bulker. Nope. I had to train some smaller ones. I didn't have any left. So you go to T10 bulker. Look at the defense and health on that. It's almost full. It's great for defense. That's why you see so many of them in my march. Now you go down here to T9, and you see the attack is way up there. It's better than the T10, but the defense and health is way down. So I put a mix of both of those in my march. Depending on what your stats are is what you're going to decide what your march is going to be. So if your stats for shooter are better, Then biker, use a shooter march, and vice versa. So you see here, I put a lot of T10 in there. I want the protection. T10 shooter, also a lot for the protection. And then you'll see here, I put more T9 in there for the attack. Now, if you go to the bottom left corner where it says configuration amount, you click on that, click the percentage configuration. Now, online, if you Google or even on YouTube or whatever, they give you percentage for marches. So if this might not be the best march for you. You might be able to find a better one that matches your stats. This works for my stats. So you see on here, a lot of those that they post on Google or any of the other Mafia sites give you the percentage. So that's how you can figure out your percentage, what you're supposed to be using. You can click on it. So this one's 23.9. You notice there's not a point. You just have to move your arrow up, or this little slide thing here up, until you get to the 9. So you type in 23, it'll give you 23%. So we'll just move that back up to 23.9. Then once you're done with this march, make sure you save it. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Sometimes if you don't, you go to use it, it's not there. Save the march. And that's pretty much it. Again, it goes off what your stats are. So, like I was saying before, shooter's better than your biker, go with a shooter. If your biker's better than your shooter, go with a biker. That's pretty much it, guys. Also, I want to warn everybody, I'm a little ADHD, so while I'm on my account here, if something happens, I'm like a dog chasing a squirrel. I will jump, attack, defend, whatever I got to do, and then we'll go back to the learning process. But thanks all for subscribing. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and any questions you want answered, put in the comments. I can answer several questions per video. Like I said, I plan on doing at least 2 a week. Let's just play and have fun. All right, everyone, be safe.